field to the delight of this sold-out crowd. And they're all set as they'll match up with the Jacksonville Jaguars. Getting toward the halfway point of the NFL season, Week 7 is underway on EA Sports. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
Ready? Black 22. That's right, baby. They don't want it. Spot. Spot. No. Check 31. Check 31. Tighten up.
They go with Leonard Fournette, third-year back from LSU. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a first down.
How best to describe that one? I'd say right down Broadway on that run.
A straight-ahead running. I think that might be something we see a lot of between the tackles today.
Well, he's enjoying things so far here this afternoon. Sees a crease and bursts through it for a solid gain.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Go. Go. Watch the ship. Wait, Timothy. Watch the ship. Watch the ship.
Working out of the gun, Winston. And this one caught by Dez Bryant. That one good for a gain of 13 for Jacksonville and a first down.
A gain of 13 yards.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start, getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Get in the white room. Get in the white room. Check 37. Wait, Timothy. Wait, let's go.
Fournette on the counter. And across midfield he goes and into Bengal territory. Big Geno Atkins there to bring him down.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size and these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Jameis to throw it. He completes it to Bryant. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals' 29-yard line.
It's a gain of 17 yards.
Nice catch right there. Brings to mind the sentence, when in doubt, find your veterans.
He used to laugh back in the day when they would call guys like him crafty veterans. You get up in your 30s, you're still playing receiver, but you're around that long at that position, you're doing something right.
Just remember this. When he was young, he thought the crafty veteran was simply a guy who couldn't run anymore. Now he understands a little bit better.
Check 56. Watch the flags. Watch the flags. Hey, 5 on 50. 5 on 50. Check.
Winston now to throw on first down. Throwing into traffic there, and that's complete. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard.
I do believe we'll see a little bit more of this as this game progresses, because when you can have that type of a gain in the middle of the defense, it hurts them in so many ways, because most teams like to be strong down the middle. And if you can sting them there, that open things up for you on the outside as well.
But that's where their big tight end, is so good, that middle third, the seam routes, the in routes. Yeah, you're right. Probably see more of that.
Yeah, it takes a lot of courage and fortitude to go in the middle as well, and he's got it.
And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. On first and 10, Winston. Throw right side is into the hands of his tight end, Everett. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. A gain of 6 there on first. And forget about the run to set up the pass. They're just coming out throwing.
Forget trying to set anything up. They feel like they have the advantage. They feel like they have the matchups, and they're just attacking right now.
Yep, going to the air on the opening drive. On second down, here's Fournette. And he'll take this from the 9 down to about the 7.
That didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
This will be play number 9 coming up on this relatively long opening drive as they look to convert on third down. They'll try and run for it with Fournette. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Leonard Fournette, his 4th touchdown on the year. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. Extra point tacked on by Lambeau. And that makes the score 7-0. And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. This is taken at the 3. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line.
At their own 24-yard line.
So here's Dalton and the Bengals now. First and 10 at their own 24. From the gun, Dalton looks to throw. Over the middle, that's caught by Ross. And he'll get this from the 25 to the 30 for a pickup of 5. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
Brandon, to me, what's important right here on this drive is for them to get at least 2 first downs. They've got to give their defense a chance to settle down, catch their breath a little bit after they give up a touchdown on the opening drive.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Passing. It's Dalton. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked by Ronnie Harrison. And they'll start out with great field position at the 47-yard line in enemy territory.
47-yard line.
Ready. Blue ready. 52. Here we go.
Fournette, a first down carry. And an alley to run. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 11 yards there for Jacksonville, and a first down as well. Getting the sense, Charles, are going to put a big emphasis this afternoon on the run game.
And why not? What we're seeing so far, working pretty well from them. And here's the best part. We always talk about the best performers do their job when the lights come on. I think he likes natural light best.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. To throw is Winston. And that one got tipped. Kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd.
You got to give some credit. They're able to hop up in the air and bat that one away. And that's frustrating for an offensive lineman because the only recourse is when he goes in the air to try and give him some type of a pop or a shove, hoping to bring his arms down.
Got to get to the 26 for a first. This is 3rd down.
Six guys. Check 6 guys. Wait. Slant. Wait.
From the shotgun, it's Winston. He'll get the first down and more inside the 20. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals 19.
A gain of 15.
He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up the first down.
And he'll get that to Fournette, complete. It's a gain of 9 yards. And it'll be 2nd and about a yard to go for the first.
At the 10-yard line.
After 7-0 on EA Sports. The Jags with the football to begin the 2nd quarter as they've got it with a 2nd and 1 coming up.
Check 26, check 25. Wait.
Now Leonard Fournette. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. That one a first down pickup of 8.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
Watch the screen.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Dez Bryant, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Jaguars are able to widen their lead. And all about timing there on that short slant, Charles.
Exactly right. That was timed up so well. The route, the throw, touchdown.
Point after by Lambeau, up and good. And it's now 14-0. And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Dalton here from the gun. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They look lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
Another look for Dalton on 2nd and 10. And the catch made. It's Tyler Boyd.
Let's go. Let's do it.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. To throw here, Dalton. Oh, nearly a disaster there on the check down. But they'll get it back.
Well, nearly another interception there. That would have been 2 drives in a row with a pick. He's got to start taking care of the ball way better than what we're seeing.
Interestingly, that throw was probably worse than the one he threw the interception on last drive, but fell incomplete. The former second-round pick, this is Joe Mixon. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
On third down, Mixon. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to leave him with a 4th down.
Absolutely love the effort there. The ability to flow from his inside spot and stop that one at the line of scrimmage. Nice linebacker play.
So on 4th down, on comes the left-footed punter, Kevin Huber, to punt it away. Back deep for the Jags, D.D. Westbrook. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. Oh, he'll field it in the end zone. A very nice job on the run back there. He'll get 23 yards all told. And the Jaguars will take over at their 20-yard line. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. It's been a good first half so far. They're up 14-0. Points here, they could really put them in command before intermission.
Yeah, and it's all well and good what they're seeing and how they're feeling right now. But it's the NFL. How many times have we watched 14-0 leads evaporate and quickly? So how have we seen them combat it? Continue to run your offense, but don't back off at all. Don't start looking at the clock. Don't start thinking about, hey, just take care of the football. Keep attacking. Usually the best way to maintain control.
From the 22, here's 2nd and 8. On 2nd down, it's Ware. Now 3rd down is looming. A pickup of 2 on 1st down and just 1 yard there.
Watching that play unfold and watching him complete it brought back memories of doing all those pursuit drills to make sure you don't over-pursue and let a guy get a cutback lane on you. He did that very well.
You praised him on tape yesterday for the angles that he takes to the ball. Took a great angle right there.
Big stop, G. Big stop. Let's go. Where's 52? Watch 52. 52's the mic. Watch the slant. Watch 52's the mic. Watch 52.
On 3rd down, Winston. Bryant with a catch right side. And he'll be stopped here well short of the 1st down at the 24-yard line. 2 yards is all they'll get on the completion. It's 4th down. On 4th down, here's Brian Anger now to kick this one away. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
At their own 16-yard line.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still 2nd quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. Looking for his tight end, Eifert, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 25. And they will take over at the 26-yard line. Well, why do you go out and spend a first-round pick on a defensive back? Plays like that. The rookie gets his first interception.
Exactly right, and you're trying to limit the number of plays an offense runs. You're trying to limit the number of possessions they have. And he was a guy that I targeted coming out of college and rated very highly for his playmaking skills on defense.
And now he has his first career interception. Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10. A shotgun give to Fournette. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down.
Well, that play was over before it even got started. Thanks for nothing, huh? How about that? That sets up a very difficult 3rd down call now.
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. 2 minutes to play, first half. It's 14-0. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. 3rd and long for Winston. Out left, he's got it to Everett. And he'll get this to the 23, but that'll be well short of what he needed. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th.
A 40-yard attempt.
The kick by Lambeau is good. And the lead will grow. It's now 17-0. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces him to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. It's what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
No, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
Around the NFL, a game going on in Washington. And the Redskins there out to an early lead. I have a feeling that one's going to stay tight throughout. We'll continue to monitor. From the 27, Dalton. He'll find his running back, Joe Mixon. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Check pass. Check pass.
They look to throw on 3rd with Dalton. He's got his man, Boyd.
Let's go.
That one good for 15, and the Bengals get a first down.
Get the ball. Check 3. Check 3. Here you go. Can.
47-yard line.
44. Mike. 44.
First and 10 for Dalton. He's going to air it out deep for Green. That's caught inside the 20. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. A.J. Green, as the first half is winding down, as they are now on the board here in the first half. Bullock good on the extra point, and that'll cut the lead to 17-7.
Makes the score Jaguars 17, Bengals
Now Bullock will send this one away after the touchdown. This is taken at his 4. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line.
The Jaguars take over 1st and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. Time here for likely a couple plays if they want it, but with the field position what it is, maybe better suited to just sit on this one?
I'm with you totally. I would sit on it and get into the locker room and start over. But if they do decide to try and make a play, we know what the basics are. You run draw, you run screen. I would maybe run a little swing pass and try and get my lineman out in space and see if they can chop a hole into the secondary and see if he can run a little bit.
Final play of the half here, Winston. So we reach halftime here in a 10-point game. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This is taken at his 4. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. On 2nd and 9, Dalton. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. 12 yards there and a first down.
Good route, good pickup for first down yardage, and that is a tough one to cover, the angle route, because a running back getting out of the backfield, if you're trying to cover that, especially if you're in the linebacker spot and you're seeing this play develop, he heads out towards the flat first, and that often gets you to overcommit running in that direction. Then he cuts back up inside you into the middle of the field. That's what we just saw there for a nice pickup.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 as they line up 2nd and 10.
Let him know, let him know.
Dalton with a give here to Mixon. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Call it no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd down.
It's 3rd and 10.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
And the blitz does come. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's 4th down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. This is taken around the 12. Shrugs him off. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And the Jaguars go on offense, 1st down and 10. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They were able to get the ball back here, didn't surrender any points. Now they'll look to add to that lead.
Well, how about the boost the defense gave them? Going right out on the field, shutting them down, not giving up any points, and turning the ball back over. They want to do their part now and show them a little respect and some gratitude by scoring some points.
And to get a little more cushion. One play has them up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. From the gun, Winston. Now a loose football. The ball comes out, and the Bengals have recovered it.
We have seen this before, and we know coaches preach about this and work on it all the time. Catch the ball. You know there's going to be some traffic somewhere. They've got to put it away and secure it as they try and get downfield.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. Now, last drive, obviously not what you're looking for. You've got the lead. You got to protect the football.
So, in other words, someone got lucky because they've been moving the ball really well and wearing them down. In this case, though, giving up the football doesn't make them very happy. They can't wait to get back out there and atone for it.
Yeah, trying to atone for it here on this drive.
Let's get it. Ready? Check. Check. 5 on 50.
Winston from the gun on 3rd down. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. They'll try to get the run game going. This is Mixon. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13.
Over here.
Got to be careful here. Dalton. And the catch good. It's Eifert. And he's only able to get it up to about the 2-yard line. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be 3rd down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Hey. 4 down. 2 by 2. Move. 41
To throw from his end zone. Dalton looks to throw, fires right side. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down. Here's Kevin Huber now as he's on to punt for Cincinnati. And he's able to get it out of there, and this is a pretty good kick. And it's fielded at the 34. A good return there, 17 yards. And the Jags will have great field position to start this drive as they take over on the short side of the field. Back to the NFL scoreboard for a second, 3rd quarter in Indy. And another score by the Texans, so they've added on to their lead. We'll keep you updated on that one as it progresses. Jameis now on 1st down. A throw left side complete to his receiver Westbrook. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
At the 41-yard line.
Able to get 7 on that 1st down pass play. 2nd and 3. Jameis to throw it. That's into the hands of Westbrook over the middle. A 1st down there on a pickup of 25.
And that was a heck of a shot right there by Jameis Winston. Boy, he has a superior right arm, doesn't he? You saw him play baseball.
Yeah, he's actually a switch hitter in baseball. Outfielder, and then, of course, a very hard-throwing pitcher. That's translated well in the National Football League.
That it has. When he has to make that throw on a line, he's got plenty of arm to do it.
Jameis now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. From the red zone now, Winston. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. Trying to get it there into D.D. Westbrook, but it's going to be 2nd down.
I like what they tried to do there. They didn't get a completed pass downfield, but they came off of a momentum play. Big-time gain on the previous snap. Came right back and threw one deep, hoping to catch them on their heels.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down.
Let's put that team on a hunt. He's crashing. He's checking crash.
Fournette. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10.
This defense could use a few more plays like that right now.
It certainly could, but think about it from an offense's perspective right now. They've got a lead, but they don't want to throttle down too much and stall themselves. Still want to move at a nice pace.
Watch twitch. Watch twitch.
Working out of the gun, Winston. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. It's Nick Perry with a pick. Past the 10 to the 11-yard line, and that's where the return stops.
Oh, timing is everything on a route like this. He tried to drive that football into a tight spot. And if you're a little early or a little late, chances are there's going to be someone there. And sure enough, this one's going the other way.
So here's Dalton and the Bengals now, 1st and 10 at their own 11. Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
The 1st down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5.
Again, it's Mixon. And he'll take this up only to about his 18-yard line. Yannick Ngakoue in on the stop.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
48 months. 48 months. Pick it up. Pick it up. 5.
Out of the gun, it's Dalton. And that will be incomplete.
And we're into the second half now. This is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off.
Punting now is Huber as he sends it away. Taken in at the 22. A big kick there. We'll call it 56 yards on the punt. And that will come the offense as they take over.
At their own 32-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And they had a nice little drive going last time. Threw the interception in the red zone. Costly.
Bad enough to throw it anywhere, but that drives coaches insane when they're thinking about, hey, we got a shot at points already. We're already in a spot where you're thinking you got 3 on the board for sure, and to come away with nothing, that's a really tough one for them to swallow.
Yeah, will they make up for it? Here's 2nd and 10 now from about the 32. On the run, it's Fournette. And an alley to run. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 11 yards there, 1st down.
A gain of 11 on the play. 1st down, Jacksonville.
And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. This is the National Football League on EA Sports.
Fournette. Now another 1st and 10. Winston. He completes it to Westbrook. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Winston. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down. Those passes out that far wide always make you hold your breath a little bit. Felt like it was in the air for a while.
What it does is allows a defender to gain some ground, come from a long distance, and have a chance to affect the pass.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Now Winston. Throw right side is into the hands of his tight end, Everett. And he's got another 1st down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals' 29-yard line. On 1st and 10, Winston. Bryant has him. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 11 more on that one and another 1st down. To the air again with Winston. Got his man, it's caught. Touchdown, Jaguars. Des Bryant with his 2nd touchdown of the game, 4th of the year. And the Jaguars are able to widen their lead. Extra point tacked on by Lambeau. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Once again, they run with Mixon. And this looks a lot like the last play. Behind the line of scrimmage, he's tackled for the 2nd straight go-around. Great job by this Jacksonville D. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long.
He's coming. Double up, double up. He's coming, double up.
Now Joe Mixon. Just a gain of 2 there, and it's going to bring up a 4th down. Seems pretty obvious defensively a key was stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they do those, they talk about the top plays that these guys like to run. The best runs for the top running back, those are the ones you focus on and want to take away. And they've done that pretty successfully in this game.
And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away.
The Jaguars take over 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. Right off the bat, it's a 1st down to start the drive, 12 yards. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Mike 50, Mike 50. What about it? Hey, check Mike 50.
Here's Winston.
Oh, a scrap for the football, and he's going to come down with it. That one a pickup of 15 for Jacksonville.
A gain of 15.
They have the nice cushion. They just want to pour it on right now, still throwing the football.
And I know my background says, why do you need to do this? Just go ahead and run out the clock and get a win. But as many people pointed out to me, it's a video game, man. Go ahead and put the numbers up. Sportsmanship, not an issue.
Exercise those fingers. A 9-yard pickup, just 1 yard away from 3 consecutive first down plays. The previous run, good for 9. Here's second and a yard. Again, it's Fournette. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. It's a loss of 4. Now third down.
Ready? Move ready. 52 right here. All day, dog. Check the backer, check the backer. Wait.
From the shotgun, it's Winston. He's going to air one out. And unable to connect, incomplete. Well, give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up fourth down. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces fourth down. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the fourth.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Bengals drive about to get going. And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
So the Bengals in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They're looking at second down now as they search for a consolation score. Now they run with Mixon. Looking to find a lane, but he can't. Reined in at the line of scrimmage. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. The Bengals on third down. They've had their troubles, just 1 for 6. This is 3rd and 8. Mixon will try the right side, and he'll be brought down at the 28, and that is well short of the first. Just a yard on the run there, and that's going to bring us to a 4th down. And the trend continues here in the 4th like it was in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. But bottom line is he takes care of the ball well for them, so they'll keep handing it to him.
Here's Kevin Huber now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. They'll look to set up his blockers. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. They're all through up in Detroit. And it was the Lions who emerged victorious in that one. If they hang on, that would up their win total to 5 on the season so far. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
It's a loss of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 32-yard line.
So this will be a win for Jacksonville. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the second quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment.